Thank you for taking my question. This question is pretty much for anyone who's opposed to abortion. I'm going to use the number that I always hear about that Planned Parenthood has aborted. Is it 50 or 60 million?
All of them.
You get my point.
All of them.
High number. So my question is, so I am pro-choice, and I think I've heard Ben say that abortion is evil, but my question is, one, is it a necessary evil for population control? And my opinion is that if we're already at 325 million people right now, I think wages are stagnant. I think jobs are scarce because simply we are overpopulated. So what is if
what statistic can you provide to show that wages are stagnant or that we've run out of jobs?
I mean, people are struggling. People are struggling, and I'm seeing everybody.
So you should kill a whole lot of other people? I'm not tracking your logic.
Okay, so my question is primarily, do you guys think we would be better off with an additional 60 million people in this country right now versus had we aborted them?
Yeah, so there's this other thing that happened in the mid-20th century where several million people were killed in Europe, and I think the world would be better off with them. What do you guys?
You can solve an awful lot of problems by killing people. It's kind of where you sort of draw the line. If you don't draw the line at killing people, you could solve the problem of not liking your wife. You could solve the problem of some guy has the job you want. You could solve all those problems by killing people. The thing is, though, there's 7 million unfilled jobs in this country. 7 million unfilled jobs. So we could actually use some population. And wages are actually not stagnating because of there's so many transfers that the money people have. The value of the money people have is so much further than it used to be. Yeah. A poor person today is living at the level of a middle-class person in the 80s, which is not that long ago. So we're actually doing quite well in that regard. But even if we weren't, I'm not sure that killing people is my first go-to.
So Malthusian theory, Malthusian economics, has basically been disproved over the past 50 years. Paul Ehrlich was one of the main exponents of Malthusian population control theories. He wrote a book called The Population Bomb back in the 1960s, in which he predicted that within 15 years there would be mass starvation, hundreds of millions of people dying from starvation. And in the mid-'80s, he made a bet with another social scientist named Julian Simon. And Julian Simon said to him, pick any 5 commodities, any 5, and tell me that the price is going to go up, meaning that we're going to hit scarcity levels because of overpopulation. And Ehrlich picked 5, and Simon says, I don't care which 5 you pick, the price will go down over time because human ingenuity is so much more powerful than population forces. Simon won the bet, Ehrlich lost the bet, Ehrlich still teaches at Berkeley. So it doesn't seem to matter who's right and who's wrong in this particular debate. The fact is that the population now sustained on planet Earth is well over 7 billion. A century ago, it was significantly less than half of that. But we are now living more prosperously across virtually every area of the world, specifically because human ingenuity is so grand and great, and killing off incipient human life, forget about the moral problem of killing human beings, killing off the creativity of 60 million additional human beings means killing our own future.
And I used to be in favor of abortion when I was young and irresponsible and stupid.
Before we forced him into marriage and childcare.
That's right, before I was forced into living more morally. But so I actually do see this point, and I remember the point at which my mind was open, which is that one has to recognize, without going into all the moral questions, that it is a human life. And as Drew said, you can solve a lot of problems by killing people. So I'll give you the question that Diana Shaw, a bioethicist, asked me, which is, if you want to control economic problems or political problems, other than unborn babies, which group of Americans would you be willing to kill?
So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I think there's a significant difference between a life that hasn't been born versus human lives that are already living, breathing, eating, etc.
So where's your point of viability then? If you're going to make the viability argument, where's your point of viability? You recognize that it's a human.
Most likely, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to answer this.
Are you a parent? I think your opinion will change when you become a parent. I think your opinion will change when you hear the most beautiful sound on the face of the planet, which is your child's heartbeat when it is in your partner's womb. I think your opinion will change when a blood test at 8 weeks shows that it is a boy or a girl. And then you can come back to me and try to make an argument to kill a human being because you are making an argument to value one life more than another. And I just don't think that's an argument that's your right to make.